Welcome everybody, this is What's the Scoop, as we're going to look at some of the cards from the upcoming BT16 set and see what you can learn. And of course this is going to be a news and formal focusing on these new cards coming out of BT16. And of course for the first set of videos we actually have the 02 focused cards as well as the armors. So without further ado, let's get into it everybody, and let's talk about Beginning Observer and see what's the scoop with it. So Beginning Observer is going to be focusing around, I would say, the Digimon 02, the beginning movie. And we'll start with arguably the protagonist of 02, Davis, and his partner Ken, as we will be looking at the new Wormmon and Vmon out of BT16. As Wormmon is going to be a dual-colored rookie with green-purple, digivolving from a level 2 red-blue for a cost of 1. Vmon will be a blue-red. Level 3, digivolving from a green or purple level 2 for a cost of 1, both having play costs of 3, and we go to their effects. Starting off with Wormmon, we have digivolving from Minomon at a cost of 0 as a special evolution cost. At the start of your main phase on play, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a level 4 Digimon card with the Insectoid/free trait from your trash with the reduced Digievolution cost by 1. And its inheritable effect, when attacking once per turn, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Now for Vmon, it has a very similar special Digievolution cost from Demi Vmon at a cost of 0. And your turn, once per turn, when another of your Digimon is played or digivolves, if that Digimon is green or has the free trait, you gain 1 memory. And its inheritable effect, your turn, this Digimon gets 2000 DP. Moving into the level 4s, we have a new X-Vmon and a new Stingmon. So we have that. Both of them are cost to play 4, and both of them have similar evolution costs, with X-Vmon being a dual blue-red Digimon digivolving from a level 3 green or purple for the cost of 3, and Stingmon being a dual color green-purple digivolving from blue-red level 3s with a cost of 3. And we move into their effects, and we actually have some interesting things. As now we have X-Vmon first, which digivolves from Vmon at a cost of 2 and possesses the raid keyword, allowing it to attack Digimon. And when you attack, it will switch to the Digimon with the highest DP. Its on play / when digivolving effect, one of your Digimon can't be deleted by battle until the end of the opponent's turn, or your opponent's turn. And then, your turn, as it's inheritable, this Digimon gets 2000 DP. Always good for the buffs. Moving into Wormmon, or actually Stingmon, it has another evolution cost. Both X-Vmon and Stingmon share their respective special Digievolution costs for their supposed rookie. So for Stingmon, it'll digivolve on top of Wormmon for a cost of 2, and it carries the keyword of retaliation, allowing it to attack Digimon, and when they both are, or one is deleted in the security battle, it will take the other one out. So basically, 1 for 1. On play and when digivolving, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. And finally, when attacking for its inheritable, once per turn, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. More suspension, hooray! Now we move into the big boys and the SRs, or 2 of the SRs for BT16 in the form of Paildramon and Dinobemon. Both share similar evolution and play costs, very much so like Stingmon and X-Vmon, with Dinobemon and Paildramon having a play cost of 8, having a Digievolution cost for 4 on top of any level 4, and also having double DNA requirements, allowing them to digivolve for free through DNA evolution. And both actually share different colors, whereas Dinobemon is green and, Dinobemon is purple and red. Paildramon is blue and green. So keeping in theme with the colors. As we move into the effects, and they're a bit of a mouthful. So focusing specifically for Paildramon first, it has a DNA Digievolution cost of blue and green level 4s as a cost of 0. And the first keyword it has, and the new keyword, is Partition, which is for blue level 4 and blue level green. And effectively what it is when the Digimon that has Partition is deleted in battle and leaves the battle area, it will play back 2 of the specified Digimon from its evolution sources. But it has to be deleted, of course, so keep that in mind. We move into Payildramon's effect. When Digivolving, suspend all of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digievolution cards as this Digimon. Then, if you DNA Digivolved, all of your opponent's Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of the opponent's turn. It also has when attacking, once per turn, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and if this effect didn't suspend any Digimon, you unsuspend this Digimon. And finally, for its inheritable effect, it passes the partition ability to its level 6 or higher Digimon. So there we go. As partition makes its way into the card game. Now moving into Dinobemon, we have it having a similar DNA Digievolution cost, however this time from purple level 4 and red level 4s for a cost of 0. It carries the partition ability, but specifically for purple and red level 4s. However, for its also additional effect, it gains Raid, allowing it to attack into Digimon. And its when Digivolving effect also reads specifically, if DNA Digivolving, you may play one level 5 or lower Digimon card with the free trait from your trash without paying the cost. Then one of your Digimon gains Rush. So that basically is that one. And finally, for its inheritable effect, it actually passes partition very much just like Payildramon, however for purple level 4 and red level 4s. So there we go. That is both the level 5 of the set, DNA Digievolution cost. Let's move into the level 6s as we actually get a new Ace card and another Imperialdramon Dragon mode. So focusing on specifically Imperialdramon Dragon mode, this is going to be a dual color blue-green that digivolves 4 on top of level 5. However, it has a special evolution cost for 3. Hard play cost 12. DP 12 starting out. And we'll also have Imperialdramon Fighter Mode Ace finally arriving into the game with a play cost of 8. Digivolving on top of a level 5 for 5. Having special evolution cost on top of Dragon mode. And 13,000 DP to start. And we'll go into these effects right now. Now, for Dragon mode, we have Payildramon Dinobemon being its special evolution cost for a cost of 3. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. Then, by suspending one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, unsuspend one of your Digimon. All turns when an opponent's Digimon is played or digivolved by an effect, if you have a Tamer, this Digimon may digivolve into Imperialdramon Fighter mode in your hand without paying the cost. Moving into Fighter mode, this new Fighter mode Ace has a special evolution cost for 2 on top of Dragon mode, and it has the hand counter blast evolution effect, which allows it to blast digivolve whenever the counter timing is available, and effectively allowing you to digivolve into this for free. Now, moving into the effects, your Digimon may digivolve into this card without paying the cost. Obviously, is a part of the Blast Digivolve, for those who didn't know. On play, when Digivolving, where you return one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digievolution cards than this Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And you're probably wondering why it's not in play effect. Personally, I find it really strange, but hey, whatever, just putting it out there. Okay, and at the end of the attack, once per turn, you unsuspend this Digimon. Then, if Imperialdramon Dragon mode is in this Digimon's Digievolution cards, return one of your opponent's Digimon suspended to the bottom of their deck. And, of course, it has the overflow -4 that all Ace cards possess at high levels, because you gotta pay back the memory for cheap evolution and or cheap play costs. Moving into the Tamers of this new, or effectively this new support of the archetype, we have Davis and Ken, and they read as follows. At the start of your main phase, you may play one Vmon/Wormmon from your hand without paying the cost. At that next end of your opponent's turn, return it to the hand. Your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a blue or green Digimon, by suspending this Tamer, you gain 1 memory. If DNA Digivolving, trash any 3 Digievolution cards under your opponent's Digimon. And that kind of leads out from there, as we'll have a review at the end. As we move into the next branch of the 02 cast, being Yoli and Kari. As we focus on their 2 new level 3s for this archetype, or this color, we actually have a dual color rookies for both, in both Hawkmon and Salmon. And we will actually just jump straight into their effects, because you'll start to see a pattern. Digivolving from Nieromon for the cost of 0, Salmon as effect at the start of your main phase on play as well. If it's your turn, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a level 4 Digimon card with a Holy Beast/free trait from your trash with the reduced Digievolution cost of 1. With its inheritable effect being your turn, all of your opponent's security Digimon get -3k DP. Moving into Hawkmon, Digivolving from 0 on top of Poramon. Your turn once per turn. When another of your Digimon is played or Digivolves, if that Digimon is yellow or has the free trait, you gain 1 memory. When attacking, once per turn, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Pretty clear cut. As we move into the level 4s, we have obviously Gatomon or Tailmon, depending on who you are, and Aquilamon, as both of them return as dual color level 4s, sporting their ability to focus on the DNA mechanic. And we move into their effects, starting off with Gatomon. So, Digivolve from 2 on top of Salmon as a special evolution cost. It carries the barrier keyword, and then on play when Digivolving by trashing 1 card in your hand, return 1 level 6 or lower red or purple 2-colored Digimon card from your trash to your hand. And additionally, with a similar inheritable effect to Salmon, all of your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3k DP. Now moving into Aquilamon, we have a special evolution cost of 2 on top of Hawkmon. It carries the jamming keyword, allowing it to attack and not get deleted through security battles. Also on play when Digivolving, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3k DP or less. And also, finally, for the inheritable, when attacking one of your opponent's Digimon, they get suspended. So, really, really unique. And we finally move into the level 5 and level 6 respectively, as another ace card joins the ranks here. As we move into the new level 5 of this type of focus on this archetype, which is going to be Sylphimon. So Sylphimon returns, having a DNA Digi evolution cost very similar to how it did in BT8, focusing on red and yellow level 4s. It carries Partition, and we move into its when Digivolving effect. If a DNA Digivolved, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7,000 DP until the end of their turn. When Digivolving and when attacking, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. And for its inheritable, we have Partition being passed to the level 6 and level 7s respectively if the Digimon is to be deleted. Now, moving into our brand new Valkyremon Ace. Valkyremon Ace has a special evolution cost from Sylphimon at a cost of 3, and has Hand, Counter, and Blast Digivolve, of course. Moving into its on-play effect. And when Digivolving, all of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5,000 DP for the turn. And then all turns, once per turn, when a card is removed from a security stack, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less. If this effect didn't delete this Digimon, you gain security attack +1, and then this Digimon gets or checks, obviously the security effect, you get to check extra cards. And finally, it has the overflow of -4. And we finally move into the tamers of this new wave of support, focusing on Sylphimon, as we have Yoli and Kari together. At the start of the main phase, you may play one Hawkmon/Salmon from your hand without paying the cost. At the end of your opponent's turn, return it to the hand. Your turn, when one of your Digimon Digivolves into a red or yellow Digimon, by suspending this tamer, you gain 1 memory. If DNA Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP. Very solid. As it's time to move into the next one, but before that, really quick, if you made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back. You deserve it, and it shows that you're informed more than someone else. As we move into the next line, we have Cody and TK making their return as probably the least supported, or arguably next to least supported, of the 02 cast. As we move into the new wave of support, we also get a new Patamon and Armadillomon, both being dual color rookies as the line has shown. However, this time stepping into the black color, as this was unused by any of the DNA forms prior or armors. As we move into their effects, starting off with a new Patamon, Digivolving from Tokomon at a cost of 0, and its effect reads as follows. Starting your main phase or on play, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 4 Digimon card with the Angel/free trait from your hand with a reduced Digi-evolution cost by 1. It's inheritable. When attacking, you trash the top card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Moving into Armadillomon, it has a special evolution cost, of course, from Upamon from a cost of 0, and your turn once per turn. When one of your other Digimon is played or Digivolves, and if that Digimon is yellow or has the free trait, you gain 1 memory. And it's inheritable. All turns, this Digimon gains 1,000 DP. Now, moving into the level 4s for this line, we have dual color champions once again. Black-yellow for Ankylamon, blue-yellow for Angemon. also digivolving from their corresponding colors from their opposite level 4s. And we have play costs of 4 for each with 4k DP. I think they really like 4 on these 4s, by the way. Let's move into it as we finally arrive to first Ankylomon. So the new Ankylomon, it digivolves from Armadillomon at a cost of 2 and carries the barrier keyword. On play when digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack players until the end of your opponent's turn. Its inheritable effect all turns. This Digimon gets 1000 DP. The new Angemon digivolves on top of Patamon for a cost of 2. And the on play when digivolving, you unsuspend one of your level 4 or lower Digimon. Inheritable effect as well. When attacking, you trash the top card of one of your opponent's Digimon. So that returns. Now we actually have something very unique, as this is one of the only other archetypes besides Davis and Ken that actually receive 2 ultimates for their new line, as we have both Magna Angemon and Shikomon. As we'll focus on both, we'll read as, funny enough, although Magna Angemon is not necessarily a part of the 02 cast, more or less is it a holdover from Adventure, we have a lot of text for this one specifically. So let's get into it. It digivolves on top of Angemon for a cost of 3 as a special evolution condition. On play when digivolving, if it's your turn, you search your security stat. This Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with the Angels / 3 Great Angels trait among them, with the Digi-Evolution cost reduced by 2. Then, shuffle your security stack. Obviously, if digivolved by this effect, you may place one Digimon card with the Angels / Archangel / 3 Great Angels trait from your hand at the bottom of your security stack. For its inheritable effect, opponent's turn, all of your Digimon with the Angel, Archangel, and 3 Great Angels trait gain blocker, and obviously that's that. Moving into the actual 02 focus one in Shikomon, it digivolves from obviously its DNA cost being black level 4s and yellow level 4s for a cost of 0. It also carries Partition. So far we've seen it through everything, and its effect reads, when digivolving, this Digimon isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon until the end of their turn. Then, if DNA digivolving, you place one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than or equal to the total number of cards in yours or your opponent's security stack at the bottom of your opponent's security stack. And for its inheritable effect, we have Partition, black level 4 and yellow level 4, passing it to the level 6s and 7s of the archetype. And funny enough, we actually do have the level 6 for this new line. However, it's not necessarily the one everyone was expecting, as it actually has a tie to one of the other adventure casts, as we enter Vikemon Ace, who actually can and is linked to being the level 6 for, funny enough, this line from Cody and TK. As we're going to read Vikemon Ace's effect, because it actually fits 2 archetypes. Starting off, it digivolves from Shikomon and Zudomon specifically for a cost of 3. And it also carries the Blast Digi-Evolution hand counter effect, and on playing when digivolving, it digivolves 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if it has no Digi-Evolution cards or becomes level 3 Digimon, obviously you can't trash anymore. Then all of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digi-Evolution cards can't suspend until the end of their turn. Then when attacking, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digi-Evolution cards. Finally, it has the Overflow -4, as all the other megas seem to carry. But this wouldn't be complete without their complementary tamer, as TK and Cody return. As we read their effects, obviously it's very similar. So start of your main phase, you may play one Armadillomon and or Patamon from your hand without paying the cost. At the end of your opponent's turn, return it to the hand. Then your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a black or yellow Digimon. By suspending this tamer, you gain 1 memory. If you DNA digivolve, you de-digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. And then if it has none, you basically leave it alone. And basically you just get de-digivolve 1 on a tamer, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, since we moved past the actual 02 kids, we have basically a runner-up, or the new addition to the 02 kids, that being the new character from Digimon 02 the beginning, Louis, and he does have a few Digimon supported into this specific set, so I will read them off as we get into basically the 2, focus being Ukomon and Big Ukomon. So I'll read them as quickly as possible because Louis is technically a 02 kid, but not really, but whatever, we'll just do it anyways. So Ukomon digivolves on top of any Digitama color for a cost of 1. There's no special evolution cost, that's just what it does. And then your turn once per turn. When one of your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add one Digimon or Tamer card among them to your hand, and then you return the rest of the deck bottom in any order, and then you may hatch in your breeding area to effectively push forward. Moving into Big Ukomon, we have a Digi-Evolution cost of 5 on top of any level 5. And then your turn once per turn, when one of your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You add one Digimon card or Tamer card among them to your hand, and you return the rest to the deck bottom in any order, and you may hatch in your breeding area. As we move into Louis, who has his own, our second Tamer card actually, he focuses on work on the Ukomon strategy. So, start of your turn, if you have 2 or less memory, you set your memory to 3. Main once per turn. By deleting one of your Ukomon and trashing one of your Digimon in the breeding area, you may play one big Ukomon in your breeding area from your hand, which makes it very unique. As we finally move into the next wave of the 0-2 cards, which are going to be the armors. Now, they're not necessarily connected, as these are arguably what I would call the extended armors, as most of them are the ones that you never saw in the show. However, they do support the archetypes and will allow the armored focused versions of the decks kind of grow out, so I will do it here. As we focus on 2 of the new ones, being Manta Raymon and Sheepmon, being given to Patamon and Armadillomon. So we have 2 dual colors, of course, all of them having Armor Purge, and we will read their effects right now. Starting off with Manta Raymon, it is obviously Digi-evolving from Patamon at a cost of 2 and has Armor Purge. When attacking, you trash any one Digi-Evolution card from one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digi-Evolution cards gains security attack -1. Pretty straightforward. Moving into Sheepmon, it Digi-evolves from Armadillomon for a cost of 2, carrying Armor Purge. However, what's unique is this one actually carries the new keyword Collision, which is, if you don't know, during this Digimon's attack, all of your opponent's Digimon gains a blocker, and they must block if possible. Additionally, it has all turns once per turn. When an attack target is switched, you may end the attack, assuming that this is almost a pseudo form of suspension. So we move into the 2 new ones, and arguably the ones I think will see the most play, being both Sethmon and Togumogumon, as both are basically Vmon and Wormmon support, and they all serve a purpose in their different colors, respectively. As we start off with Sethmon, Sethmon reads as follows: you Digivolve on top of Vmon for a cost of 2, carrying Armor Purge. When Digivolving and when attacking, you may choose one of your Digimon, you delete your chosen Digimon, and one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to that Digimon's DP. Pretty good. Now, Togumogumon immediately comes in, carries the blocker keyword, has Armor Purge, and reads as follows: all turns once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, trashing the top Digimon card of one of their Digimon. And then finally, one of their Digimon with no Digi-Evolution cards can't attack or block until the end of their turn. Now moving into the last 2 armors we have both Harpymon and Lynxmon, Digivolving respectively on top of Hawkmon and on top of Gatomon. As we read their effects, starting off with Harpymon, you Digivolve on top of Hawkmon for a cost of 2, carrying Armor Purge, and when this Digimon checks an opponent's security, if you have 3 or more security cards, you gain 1 memory. If you have 2 or fewer security cards, recovery +1. And effectively, that's it. Moving into Lynxmon. Lynxmon has very few text, but is very big in terms of what it does. So it carries Raid. You evolve on top of Gatomon for a cost of 0. And effectively, when Digivolving, one of your Digimon gets -3k DP for the turn. And that's it, guys, for at least the 0-2 cards. So, moving into the next portion, let me talk about what's good here. So, effectively, this support is actually very promising for certain decks, as I really think the biggest winners of this are obviously going to be Imperial Dramon because of so much support it has. But now for those who are lovers of Hawkmon and Kari's line, they finally have enough support to kind of get started on their own. However, for Cody and TK, they finally have a solid base to start with, so you can maybe work it around and get it working, as I do think the Cody and TK Tamer is absolutely insane, allowing you to have a free de-Digivolve one from your DNA Digi-evolutions is actually very powerful. Now, moving into some of the things I think are not so good. Well, I don't think the entire support pushes it all the way through. And Partition, although very powerful, I don't know if it's enough to make the DNA decks a little bit strong enough, because it does give them resilience. But also, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be able to function as well as they did. I think if some of them had effects to retrieve level 5 and higher cards, would make them a bit better, because then you wouldn't have to search for the pieces. That would fix that issue. And effectively, this also leaves them a bit more weak, as they don't have conditions to Digivolve for free, as more or less they have reduced costs. So you can punish that with floodgates, or you can sometimes get bricky hands, because I'm assuming Digivolving for 3 on top of the opposite rookie is going to hurt for the champions. So, that's also a problem. Also, moving into the armors, I think armors as a whole have been fantastic. I really like the fact that we got new armors to support the different Digimon. Because for a while there, the armors felt like they were only Vmon really exclusive, because there was only that many. And although, Hawkmon and both Gatomon, actually all of them got some wave of tamers, they weren't able to fully utilize them. However, due to the fact that we've got more, there's a good chance that we can finally see armor decks for every Digimon. However, I do think now we have enough to make armors work for each color. I do think that Sethmon is probably the best, and the winners of this entire wave of support is actually the one that no one's probably looking at, and it's Purple Red Imperial. As Purple Red Imperial now have access to another level 4 that they wanted, they also have additional level 4s they could splash in, although the cost will be somewhat high to Digivolve. It may be worth it in the end, because both XVmon and the new line of Imperial support are also dual color with purple and red. It does make a tempting argument to play them in these new decks, because they just will synergize so well. However, I do think when it comes to the Ukomon support, it doesn't matter. I think there still needs to be some more cards. And ultimately, the BT16 support is very, very unique. You maybe need to figure out how you want to use it and what you want to build, but that's all we've got today. And that's what's the scoop with the 0-2 cards for BT16. Now, as always, this is Brad from the Ed Army signing off, and for all of you out there to sign on.